Hey there, CJ Math students, and welcome to our classwork homework 104 for today. By the end of the day, I want you to be able to work really well with trapezoids. We struggled a little bit with that yesterday. And then I also want to be able to find a side given the area. So make sure your paper is got the proper heading, and I'm going to do number 1 with you. So a recap, the area formula for a trapezoid is area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. Some of you did base 1 times base 2. Your bases are these guys right here. No big deal if they're decimals, right? So area is equal to 1/2 2.5 plus 5.5 times your height is your dotted line 3. So do parentheses first. Area is equal to 1/2 2.5 plus 5.5 is 8, and then times 3. And you can do 8 times 3 and then take half of that, or you can do half of 8 and then multiply by 3. It does not matter. So I like to do half of that number if it's even. So area is equal to 4 times 3. And so your area is equal to 12 meters squared. Circle your answer, and remember always that area units are squared. As we move over and take a look at number 2, I've set it up for you. Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. I plugged in your 2 bases, which in this case were 3.7 and 11.3, and then I also plugged in your height, which was 8. I'm going to make you guys solve this one on your own and then answer it in Edpuzzle. Make sure you circle your answer on your paper. Number 3, you were going to do all by yourself, and number 4, you were going to do all by yourself. These problems are exactly like numbers 1 and 2, so they should go right below on your paper, right? Let's scoot on down. So the second thing that I want you to be able to do today is to work backwards, finding area. It says round to the nearest tenth if you need to. All right, so first, what is the area formula for a parallelogram? Hopefully by now you've memorized it. Area equals base times height. So if I give you the area, we are not solving for the area, we are solving for a side. So we're going to plug in for A, which is 55, is equal to, we have our height, which is 5, and we just need to find our base, which we can call x. Right? This is a one-step equation where we just divide by 5 on both sides, and the base in this case is equal to 11. So it's just 11 meters. And so you can just say 11m and circle it. This is not squared because it is just one of the sides. We already had the area. Okay. So now on your paper, you are going to do number 6. Number 6 is exactly like number 5. Number 7, we've got a triangle. What is the formula for the area of a triangle? Think back to yesterday. Hopefully you said area is equal to 1/2 base times height. Again, I'm giving you the area, and in this case, I'm giving you your base, so you need to find my height. So if your area is 18, is equal to 1/2, your base in this case is 6, you just need to find your height, which we'll call x right now. So 18 is equal to 1/2 of 6. 18, what is half of 6? 1/2 times 6, or 6 divided by 2, is equal to 3. So you have 18 is equal to 3x, and then you just finish it off by dividing by 3. So in this case, x is equal to 6 inches. That's your height. All right. Number 8 is exactly like number 7. I want you to do number 8 on your own. Again, use the correct formula. Area equals 1/2 base times height. You are given the area, so plug it in. You're given the base, so plug it in. All right. And finally, number 9, working backwards with trapezoids. This is kind of difficult, but by now you should know the area formula for a trapezoid. What is the area formula for a trapezoid? Area is equal to 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. And I give you the area, I give you a base, and I give you a height, but you need to find this other base. So let's plug in what we know. So you know your area, that's 30. You know one of your heights, that's 7. You don't know your other height, that's the x. And your other base, excuse me, that's the x, and you know your height, that's the 6. All right, so let's just use the distributive property here. 30 is equal to 1/2 times 7 and 1/2 times x, Or, no, that looks super weird and awkward, so let's just change this up. Let's do height first. Now we can just take half of 6, which is 3, and drop everything else down, which is the 7 plus x. And now we can use the distributive property a lot more easier. 3 times 7, 3 times x, right? So we have 30 is equal to 21. That was 3 times 7 plus 3 times x, which is 3x. And look, we got our old friend, a two-step equation. So I add negative 21 to both sides. I get 9 is equal to, drop down 3x. 9 equals 3x, then just divide by 3. So in this case, your other base, x, is equal to 3 feet. And circle it, right? And you could plug back in. You could throw in a 3 right here. And you could say, okay, what's 7 plus 3? Okay, that's 10 times 6 is 60. Divide that by half because that's the formula, right? 1/2 base plus base 2 times height. And you would get 30. You know you're correct. So if that one was confusing, I suggest rewatching it while you do number 10 right here. And then again, once you're done, please take a picture of this. Make sure that your work is nice and organized like mine is, and email it to me. That's it. Have a good one. Make sure that you do 20 minutes of ST Math today. Not iReady, 20 minutes of ST Math.